This program was made possible by the Xmark affiliates and with the continued support of the MakeBerry affiliate program. Hello, my friends, and thanks so much for joining me on this cool, windy autumn day as we walk our way through another week of online gambling news. And on our last program, we discussed why the UK Gambling Commission and their chief, Andrew Rhodes, are either the biggest liars in the industry or the biggest idiots in the industry, or perhaps some magnificent combination of both. And this week, we're exposing their motivations behind their actions. To briefly recap, the Commission has published and endorsed the latest gambling survey of Great Britain, which replaced the surveys previously conducted by the National Health Service and others. The results? A supposed jump and the rate of gambling addiction by 500%. From an average of just 0.5 from 2015 to 2022 to an average of 2.6% for 2023 and 2024. So, what happened? And why did the numbers just explode between 2022 and 2023? Well, in addition to the Commission changing how they gather and report the data, the middle of 2022 is also when Mr. Andy Rhodes officially took over the Commission. That's a hell of a coincidence, ain't it? And now he wants everybody to trust his data as official data moving forward. Right. That's a suggestion which was labeled premature by the UK's Northridge Law, who specialize in sports and gambling matters. Even regulatory law firm Regulus has chimed in on the new numbers, stating that the Commission has shown a willingness to find vindication where none exists, adding that the new problem gambling numbers suffer from selection bias and reporting inconsistencies. Also, the hard data on actual gambling participation oftentimes fails to align with the Commission's reported data. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Who would have guessed that? Of course, the biased mental midgets over at The Guardian wasted no time jumping on the new problem gambling numbers and reporting it on their website. At least, I think they reported it. It's so hard to read anything that they put out, what with all the banners popping up asking for money all the time. So, in the first half, we looked at the numbers and how they lie. And in the second half of our show, we're going to tell you what the actual motivations are that equal idiocy. Welcome back. As we begin the second half of our program, I thought it was important to stop for just a moment to explain just why I have now devoted 2 entire shows to this topic. It's because what the UK Gambling Commission is doing is an attempt to fundamentally change the industry in Britain. The Commission has consistently used fines and threats over the years to manipulate operators and get its way, but this is a paradigm shift, and it's based on half-truths, manipulation of data, and outright lies. In fact, Both representatives from Regulus and Northridge Law believe that the Gambling Commission has now locked itself into a flawed survey driven by institutional bias, amongst other things, that will eventually result in political and financial risk for our industry. But the commission doesn't care. I mean, we told them that affordability checks would drive players offshore. Did they care? No. And here's the results. We told them that raising taxes would hurt our industry, but do they care? No. They keep fiddling while the UK gambling industry burns, and here's what's in store for them in the very near future. We told them that over-regulation and higher taxes would hurt operators and their employees, but do they care? Oh, hell no. And here's what's happening now. So, we know they lie with biased information, and we know they are idiots because of the decisions they have made being so absurd and illogical, but there is another motivating factor, my friends, according to the law firms. This bullshit survey will become the foundation, the new foundation, to push for even more new taxes and tougher regulations, increased lobbying, and more bans. And that's just the tip of the stupid iceberg. Entain has warned that the path we're on will eventually impact player bonuses and the odds of games. William Hill said that they could close up to 200 shops. And Flutter has now issued a jobs warning because of the threat of these new taxes. And it's all because of one little spineless, clueless dipshit running the UKGC who isn't even qualified to do his damn job. So, now that we're all depressed and or pissed off, or some magnificent combination of both, I'm gonna go. But I'll be back next week to do it again, God willing. I'm like a damn rash that you can't get rid of. Are either the biggest liars in the industry or the biggest idiots in the... Yep. Hello, my friends, and can I lean further when I walk up like a dumbass? Sucks to be a perfectionist.